Hello students, welcome to the online session offered by Sri Gokulam Guruvayur. Children, we are discussing chapter 10 of your business study. The name of the chapter is Financial Markets. First of all, let us see the syllabus or the topic related to this chapter. In this chapter, we will study about the financial market, its concept, functions and types. We will learn what is money market and its instruments. We will study about capital market and its types. We will also study about stock market, its functions and trading procedure. We will learn about Securities and Exchange Board of India, that is SEBI, its objectives and functions. Now let us see what is financial market first. Children, as you know, when we want to purchase anything, we go to market, isn't it? So our need for any consumer goods is satisfied through this market. But do you know there is a market where our financial need is also satisfied? Many big business firms, they depend on this financial market to satisfy their need of fund. As you know, this business firm, they need a huge sum. Right from the establishment of the firm, in the form of capital, they need fund. To run their business, they need fund. To purchase the fixed asset, they need fund. So all their requirement of fund is satisfied through this financial market. So what is this financial market? So it is like any other market, it is a place where we can borrow funds. Who provides fund to this financial market? The fund is provided by the households. Households are the savers. They have the excess savings with them. But why are they providing their extra savings to this financial market? So that extra savings, through that extra savings, they can earn more return. Okay, so their main purpose of investment in this financial market is to earn a good return from their investments. Now let us study in detail about this financial markets. A financial market helps to link the households and business firms by mobilizing fund between them. In doing so, it performs the allocative function. It allocates or directs funds available for investment into their most productive investment opportunities. When the allocative function is performed well, two consequences follow. The first one is the rate of return offered to the household would be higher, and the second consequence is scarce resources are allotted to those firms which have the highest productivity for the economy. So children, as I told you, financial market, it is a link between the households and the business firm. Financial market, they take away the extra savings in the form of investment from the households, and they invest the same in or they lend the same to the business firm who are actually in need of that finance. By doing this, they are actually performing the allocative functions. So by doing this allocative function in a well organized way, there are two possibilities which occurs here. The first consequence is the rate of return offered to the household would would be higher. So it depends on the financial market that how they are investing or in which type of investment they are investing this excess money of savers. On that depends how much return they will get back. So the rate of return offered by the household would be higher. Okay, and the second thing which is performed through this allocative function is scarce resources are used are allocated to those firms. Scarce resources here means the finance. So the finance are used or given to those firms which will produce a higher productivity, and through that higher productivity it is good for the development of any economy. Okay, so these all are connected factors. Now there are two major alternative mechanisms through which allocations of fund can be done. You can see in this picture, children, the excess fund which is there with the households or the savers, that can be invested in bank as different types of deposit. You know that fixed deposits are there, and different types of deposits are there. So this household, they invest their excess money to the bank. And do you know what the bank does with this money? They give this money in the form of borrowing to the business firms as loan, and all that they give this money to the business firm. Okay, and household have two options: either they can give their money to the bank, or they can invest their money in some shares of some in some company shares. They can invest their money. So they are also connected to financial market. So financial market is a place where they can invest their excess money by taking some shares. Okay, so this financial market, they invest their money to the business, or they give their money to the business firm, and thus business firm, they fulfill the requirement of finance by taking the money either from the bank or from the financial market. Okay, so let us discuss about this allocation of fund. So as I told you that households, they invest their money in bank. If that is the case, they can deposit their surplus funds with bank, who in turn would lend these funds to the business firm. So households, they lend the money to the bank, and bank lends the money to the business firm. Okay. Now what about financial market? Households can buy the shares and debentures offered by the business using financial market. So this business, they are issuing shares, they are issuing debentures. Households are not not directly connected with this business firm. They know about this business firm only through this financial market. Okay, so if household are connected through this financial market, they can purchase the shares or debentures issued by the business firm. The process by which allocation of fund is done is called financial intermediation. So what is financial intermediation? This process by which the allocation of fund is done, that is known as financial intermediation. Now children, let us discuss about the functions of financial markets. There are 4 functions of financial market. Let us discuss each of them. The first one is the mobilization of savings and channelizing them into the most productive uses. So financial market, they facilitate transfer of savings from the savers to investors. As we have discussed earlier, that financial market, what they do, they transfer the savings of savers. So we have households. Those households are the savers. From them, the extra savings of theirs is mobilized to the investors who are actually in need of the fund. So they act like a link between these two. So they mobilize the savings and use that savings to the most productive use, so that from that most productive uses they will get a better return. Okay, so it gives savers the choice of different investment, and thus helps to channelize surplus funds into the most productive use. So this financial market, they are a link between the savers and the investors, we can say. The second point is facilitating price discovery. In the financial market, the households are the suppliers of funds. We know that, isn't it? So households are the suppliers. They supply the fund, and who are in need of this fund? Business firms. So they represent the demand. Okay, so here there is supply and demand function which is taking place. You know very well, there is, whenever there is supply and demand function comes, there is the price discovery take place. So the interaction between them helps to establish a price for the financial asset which is being traded in the market. So because there is supply and demand condition, so there is the there we can say discovery of price. So financial asset is being traded over here, and through that financial asset price is discovered. Next is providing liquidity to financial assets. Financial market facilitate easy purchase and sale of financial asset. See children, we if there is no market, we don't know from where we can purchase our goods which we actually need, isn't it? So if there is no retail shop, no wholesale shop, then how can we satisfy our need of consumer goods? Same is the case with the financial market. If there is no such marketplace, then how the need of finance can be satisfied? So financial market is a place where we can easily purchase and sell the financial assets. In doing so, they provide liquidity to financial assets so that they can be easily converted into cash whenever required. So this financial asset we can convert easily into cash only if such financial market is there, isn't it? Holders of asset can easily sell their financial asset through the mechanism of financial market. So those who are the holders of these assets, they can go to this financial market and sell that asset, fixed asset in the market, and convert the same into liquid cash. Okay, so financial assets is providing so financial market is providing liquidity to the financial asset. The next function of financial market is reducing the cost of transactions. Financial markets provide valuable information about securities being traded in the market. So it is this market is a place where from where we get different types of information about the securities which is traded in the market. So it helps to save time, effort and money that both buyer and sellers of a financial asset would have to otherwise spend to try and find each other. So how can savers and the investors, they will know about each other? They have the savers, they are the person who want to invest their servers fund and they want to earn return on their investment. And business firms, they are the group of people who are actually in need of that fund. So the buyer and seller of the financial asset, they come together, they meet each other in this financial market. Because of this financial market, there is a saving of time, effort and money. Okay, the financial market is thus a common platform where buyers and sellers can meet for fulfilling of their individual needs. So it is like a platform where both of these can meet each other and they can satisfy their individual needs. Now let us discuss about the types of financial markets. There are two types of markets, children. The first one is money market and the second one is the capital market. So financial markets are classified on the basis of maturity of financial instrument traded in them. So in financial market we know that there is buying and selling of some financial instruments. Okay, and on the basis of the maturity period, the financial market is maturity period of financial instruments which are traded here. They are classified into two, that is money market and capital market. Instrument with a maturity period less than 1 year. Okay, less than one year, the securities which are sold and purchased with having less than maturity period of 1 year is known as money market. And those instruments which have longer maturity are traded in the capital market. Let us know more about money market first. It is a market for short-term funds which deals in monetary assets whose period of maturity is up to 1 year. So here in money market, if our requirement is for a short term requirement, if we need fund for a short term period, then we can satisfy that need through the money market. Okay, so how much is the maturity period? For 1 year. Okay, so if we are needing of money for within which time period is of 1 year, then we can borrow it from the money market. So examples of money market are treasury bills, call money, commercial paper, commercial bill, and certificate of deposits. Features of money market instruments is close substitute for money. They are a most liquid form of market, hence it is known as close substitute for money. Next is short-term debt instrument. They deal with short-term debt instrument whose maturity period is less than 1 year. Then they are very highly liquid. Next is low risk. Because it is maturity period is less than 1 year, we can say it is a very this type of market is has a very low risk, and also it is a unsecured. We don't have to keep any security for attaining this fulfilling our cash requirement through this money market. The next specialty about money market is they don't this is a market which don't have any physical location, but is an activity conducted over the telephone and through the internet. So only through internet and telephone that both buyers and sellers are connected. So that is a very big specialty about money market, that they don't have a physical location. Okay, the next one is it enables the raising of short-term funds for meeting the temporary shortage of cash. So if we have a sudden temporary shortage of cash, then we can raise our requirement through this market. And the obligation and temporary deployment of excess funds for earning returns. So we the savers or holders, they can sell the money through this market and for earning the returns, and the requires of this fund, they can meet their short-term requirement through this market. So both buyers and sellers points are discussed over here. The next point is the major participants in the money markets are who are actually required who are the actual participants of this money market. They are the Reserve Bank of India, commercial banks, non-banking financial companies, state government, large corporate houses, and mutual funds. They are the participants, or they are the people who are involved with this money market, who satisfy their need of money from this money market. Okay, next is, let us see about what is capital market and what is speciality about capital market. As we were discussing, that capital market is a place where we can satisfy our money need or which have a long maturity period. Okay, those instruments which deal is who have a long maturity period are dealt in capital market. So capital market refers to facilities and institutional arrangement through which medium and long term funds, both debt and equity, are raised and invested. So capital market is a place where we can make arrangement for medium and long term funds by issue of debt and equity, raise and invest our fund through debt and equity. The capital market can be divided into two parts, that is primary market and secondary market. The major participants in the capital market are corporate entities, stock exchanges, development banks, commercial banks, financial institutions, foreign investors, and ordinary retail investors from members of the public. So they are the participants. An ideal capital market is one where the finance is available at a reasonable cost. So capital market, as you know, that it is a place, it's a market from where we can borrow the fund. So if it is available at reasonable cost, then we can term that market as an idle one. The process of economic development is facilitated by the existence of a well-functioning capital market. So we can term a country as a developed country who has a well functioning capital market. So for economic development of every country, a well established capital market is a very good that is a choice. Now let us conclude today's class. In today's class we had discussed about the concept of financial market. Then we saw the functions, 4 functions of financial market, and at the last we saw the types of financial market. We saw that financial market are classified on the basis of the maturity period of the instrument in which is dealt in that market. So read a textbook covering these points, attend the test paper. A YouTube URL is also provided for better understanding of this concept. Just go through that. Meet you in the next class with a new concept. Till then, goodbye.